Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and apparently you guys have realized one. If anybody's realized anything, is that they overturned Roe versus Wade. So it's going directly to the states, as everybody should probably know by now. But of course, we're going to have far leftist people go absolutely batshit insane and try to drag this out and make it as incorrect as possible. I'll be showing videos on what some of the people on what they've been saying and what they're actually advocating for violence, which seems to be a typical and normal thing for the far left. So let's get straight into the video, or rather article. Democrats explode after Supreme Court makes it harder to kill unborn babies. Now, I'm not quite sure exactly what they mean by that. We'll go through the article, but as far as I know, they just overturned it, which just makes it goes directly to the states. So, that being said, is that since they're going directly to the states have full power to choose. So, therefore, that's what the states are going to do. I mean, that's just it. I don't see where we're going badly with what it means, make it harder. They're making it harder, but also not making it harder, because I mean the states are going to choose what they're going to do, and it'll be harder or not harder depending on what state that you're in. Democrats and other far-left activists erupted Friday afternoon after the U.S. Supreme Court struck down Roe v. Wade. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, aka AOC, led chants outside the Supreme Court, falsely claiming that the ruling from the nation's highest court was illegitimate and encouraging activists to take to the streets. The extreme remarks from Cortez come from after a left-wing extremist was arrested outside the home of Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh for allegedly trying to assassinate the judge.
Illegitimate! This decision! Illegitimate! This decision! Illegitimate! Into the streets! 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 Into the streets!
The only thing that is making her look like is like an actual lunatic, where she's just smiling and chanting like this, where it's like a big deal. Listen, when you start saying into the streets like that or whatever, even though she's not direct, no, she actually would be directly saying that. So yeah, she's just saying it. Harder to hear her clearly because everybody else is saying it. But again, you can't just advocate for this type of shit, because you get complete radicals going into this where they're going to attack people. And again, I also have another thing showing exactly what the actual issue is in this specific statement on what some of the activists are going to do. Democrat House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said during her press conference that there was no point in saying good morning, because it certainly is not one.
No point in saying good morning, because it certainly is not one.
Again, I'm not quite sure exactly what they're talking about here. Again, it's going directly to the states. There is no harm or whatever. They're trying to dramatize this for something that is really not that big of a deal. People will forget about it. I would want to say in a couple of months. But some others will be maybe a couple of weeks, if not anything, because people are already tired. And here's one thing too: when you see these pro-abortionist activists go out there and protest and do whatever, and going to the people's homes, that's not resonating with like a majority of people. Nobody wants the justices' homes or whatever being righted or going there at all, period. So again, doing this is not really going to help anything. And also another thing, this is not gonna help people's wallets, which are paying so much at the pump anyways, and food. So I'm not quite sure what they're doing here. This is dead in the water. Of course, this is gonna make big news because the whole situation. Pelosi went on to make false claims about the ruling means for other issues related to pregnancy, as noted by legal scholar Jonathan Turley. Speaker Pelosi just repeated the false claim that this decision now undo cases on contraception in other areas. That is simply untrue, and the court especially addressed that false claim in the opinion. The majority rejects that claim and notes that perhaps this is designed to stoke unfounded fear that our decision will imperil those other rights. Having the speaker refer to the next election, despite the express statement to the court, seems to reaffirm that view. Again, yeah, so it's going to remove contraception. Oh, guys, there is going to be nothing that's going to remove contraception. That's not a thing. And majority of the states that's not even in law in the red states. So I don't know where they're even going with that. They're trying to make it worse than it really is and lie, because that's all the Democrats can do is lie. So that's where we're going to be left at. The far-left activist Cameron Kasky appeared to encourage even more extreme action, tweeting, go to the home of every Supreme Court justice who just voted to kill women, let them know how you feel. Which, again, that's a huge problem. Yes, exactly. Because this right here is insanity. Go to the home of every Supreme Court justice who just voted to kill women, let them know how you feel. Yes, so let's advocate for people that are yes, you deleted it because you know what that means. You deleted it because you're actively trying to incite violence onto the Supreme Court justices. That's exactly what you're doing. So again, you are a lunatic. Again, this is not helping the pro-abortion people at all. Period. Even with like the people that are more on the Democratic side as well, even think that maybe even 3 months is too much. So I don't know where they're going with this at all. It's not. That's a huge problem. Socialist Bernie Sanders tweeted, overturning Roe V Wade and denying women the right to control their own bodies is an outrage and in defiance of what the American people want. Democrats must now end the filibuster in the Senate, codify Roe v. Wade, and once again make abortion legal and safe. Far-left activist Brian Allen. Again, here's the thing. You guys are only trying to justify this to kill children. That's the only reason why. I have already shown reports and many articles saying where the majority of these abortions are not for incest or rape or whatever. It is majority of the cases is to actually just kill babies. That's exactly what it is, to kill. We don't have to sugarcoat or whatever because we know that's exactly what it's for. That's what women are doing. So the 600,000 babies that are killed, at least 630,000. I correct myself, because 600,000 babies is after you incorporate the race, incest, or etc., or whatever, or specifically just the rapes, and you incorporate that is 30,000 taken away from it. But majority of the cases are 600,000. Even if you want to put in rape or incest or anything else in the mix there, and say even you were to drop it out, you would still have 500,000 X amount of babies being killed. So the number doesn't really remove anything. All it does, it makes it look that the people that only want to have abortions just want to kill for whatever reason, just to remove their responsibility. Now we have this specifically, where a pro-abortion group announces protest at home of Justice Clarence Thomas. So let's go over this. So, the court released its opinion for Dobbs v. Women's Health, which overturned in 1973 Roe v. Wade decision on June 24th. Thousands of people have gathered in the nation's capital to either decry or celebrate the landmark news, increasing potential security threats to both the court and the nation's 9 justices. Pro-abortion group Ruth sent lead demonstrators on a march to Thomas' home at 7 p.m., telling his followers on Twitter to meet at a local CVS. Described as a far-left group by Influence Watch, Ruth sent U.S. has a. I'm going to say just U.S. because that sounds what it says us here. I'm not quite sure what they're trying to say. Has objected to divisive, corrupt, and illegitimate Republicans, including Trump, his criminal family, politicians, and Supreme Court justices. The group organized other actions against select justices following the May leak of the leaked court's draft Dobbs opinion. Ruth sent us allegedly released Brett Kavanaugh's home's address, where a man plotting to kill the justice was subsequently apprehended by police. Ruth sent us as U.S. has denied responsibility for Nicholas Rose's plot. Additionally, the group encouraged people to demonstrate outside Justice Amy Coney Barrett's home, church, home, and children's school. Pro-abortion activists have also got at the homes of Justice John Roberts and Justice Samuel Alito, who authored the majority of the opinion. Lieutenant Yes was permanently banned from the TikTok for publishing the home address of 6 conservative justices on the court, as they should have been. Ruth sent U.S. posted videos on TikTok advertising multiple coordinated demonstrations in front of the justices' homes in Maryland, Virginia, and Washington D.C., encouraging the participants to wear costumes from Margaret Atwood's dystopian novel *The Handmaid's Tale*, reports National Review. While the grassroots group had hosted marches before, the early March leaked at the Supreme Court draft opinion that would overturn Roe v. Wade, the landmark ruling that legalized abortion nationally, triggered a new wave of radical activism. Concern for the security of the Supreme Court and the justice increased in the days after the May 2nd leak. Congress passed a bill increasing security provided to the Supreme Court justices and their families on June 14th. The Supreme Court Policy Parity Act was introduced by Texas Senator John Cornyn 3 days after Politico published the court's draft opinion. Threats to the physical safety of Supreme Court justices and their families are disgraceful, and attempts to intimidate and influence the independence of our judiciary cannot be tolerated, Cornyn said in a statement per NPR. The law grants the justices and their families immediate police protection, which such measures are deemed necessary by the U.S. Marshal Service. After being unanimously passed by the Senate, the act received 386 votes in the House and was transmitted to President Joe Biden, who signed the policy into law on June 16th. A total of 27 Democrats voted against the increased security. Obviously, I'm not surprised why. I'm not surprised that they did. Congressman Marjorie Taylor Greene introduced legislation on June 23rd that would label Ruth Sent Us and Jane's Revenge, another pro-abortion activist group, as domestic terrorist organizations. These groups have claimed credit for the fire bombings and attacks on women's pregnancy centers and resource centers, Greene said in a video announcing for her bill. These are things that should never happen in America. Greene described the two groups as radical and said that no woman should ever feel fear to bring their child into the world. And then, in the same way, we declare groups like Al Qaeda terrorist organizations when they claim credit for attacking Americans or attacking people just to oppress and push their will on others. We should also declare these radical groups domestic terrorist organizations, the Congress said. Justice Thomas is currently facing additional scrutiny from pro-abortion groups after he released a solo concurrent opinion, such as in the court reconsider major rulings, including the legislation of same-sex marriage. So, we will probably go over that later. But yeah, guys, this is what I'm talking about on how these people exactly are demented and not well in the head. Because when we have this type of deal, we have these things that come in fruition, and this is what's happening. Now, the fact that that these people are, obviously, I can tell who's going to go this far, but it's only going to be the far left, and it's not really going to help them at all, period, honestly, that they're going to go to these homes. Because it's just going to prove that they're more insane, they're more diabolical, they're not good people, and their only means is to just kill children. So, again, I don't see where this is going to have any benefit to them, because this is going to be a negative effect for the majority of the case, and I don't see where this is going to go. But, again, this is just like... This is, to me, it's just a nothing burger, because, again, to me, I already know it's gonna go to the states, and that's where it's gonna lay, and that's where it's gonna stay. And I don't know, man. These people they're actively kind of just annoying me now, because just the way they're doing things. And I agree. And not only that, there is a person I may believe that's called LS that wanted to come to the States. He mostly just lives in South Korea, and he wanted to come to the States, but he's also afraid of going to the States because he doesn't know exactly on how bad it's going to get for people because of what could potentially be happening. Now, again, from what I'm probably getting is that he probably also means that because he is a gay person, which doesn't matter, I don't care that he is that he maybe might be thinking to do the whole game reconsider major rulings like such as same-sex marriage, which again, he doesn't know how that's going to be affected. Again, I don't think that's not going to cause any issues. I don't think that's going to have any issues at all on the gay-sex marriage thing. I think that's just going to be a thing or whatever. But with but he's afraid what's going to happen specifically to him for like what's going to happen to America, specifically here for all the activists, because they have been shown to be very, very aggressive and very, very violent. So you're also making people not want to come here because of this fact. I'll have a little clip video at the end of this, and it just shows that these people are lunatics, and nobody feels safe around these people, and they're not gonna, by being children and being emotional, they're not gonna, when they don't get their way, it's just not gonna be a good look on them. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.
Wade, Justice Clarence Thomas writes that the Supreme Court should reconsider rulings that protect contraception, same-sex relationships, and same-sex marriage. Are you fucking kidding? Dude, I actually... I think they're playing with fire. I really do. I really think these justices are playing with fire. Like, Roe versus Wade is already, like, insane. I would be so afraid if I were the justices. Just with, like, how America is. You know?
Mm.
I wonder what's going to happen in America.
I have no clue, yeah.
I really want to see what happens this next week. Maybe it's actually bad to go to America. Unironically. Maybe it's actually bad to go right now. Huh? Because nothing will happen? Yeah, okay, nothing will happen. It's literally... Dude, it's America where there's like three shootings a day. Fucking, you know, like...
Were you planning to go or what?
Yeah, I was planning to go like next week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude, I need to take a break because I'm at my end. Like, it's bad.
Yeah, it's good to take breaks. You should more.
No, but I'll tell you off stream. I'll tell you off stream.
Oh, okay.
It's really bad.
Okay.
What is going on? Why don't they...